Happy Monday, gang. I hope you're all well. Reidy here with the report for Monday, the 3rd of December 2018. First day of the summer, and as you can tell, this Pom forgot to put his sun cream on. So there's tip number one for you. Whether you are pasty or not, don't forget to wear sunscreen because it gets you if you're not careful. Right, so 46% clearance rate. There was about 1,158 auctions that were reported of 1,500 that were scheduled. A very, very mixed bag of results, to be perfectly honest, in our auctions. A number of them passed in, but a good proportion of them did sell straight afterwards. And one really cool thing that did come from the weekend was any of the auctions that passed to a highest bidder generally did extremely well, and the jumps from those highest bidders in terms of their offer level was a lot more significant than you thought they would be. Like, so for example, we had one in Balaclava where the auction finished at 1.22 mil and ended up selling for 1.325, so $105,000 rise came from the buyer. And I'll be honest, it didn't really take that long either. It was only really about a half an hour or so's worth of negotiation. So the big one from that is do not give up, and make sure that you push every single buyer as much as you can, just to see if you can give yourself a glimmer of hope by getting someone to put their hand up and being the highest bidder and getting exclusive rights to buy the home. Now, 2 points that I wanted to talk about from the weekend and just general observations. Firstly, and it sort of segues into the second one, be very, very careful of your brand perception, particularly with the auctions where you know you've had a pretty average campaign and you can't see anything happening. A couple of things. One, you don't know who's looking, you don't know who's watching. There might be neighbors that are just peeking through the curtains or something like that. So you've got to be super, super careful as to how you put yourself out there, how you conduct yourself, both with people, neighbors, and generally. So you've really got to make sure you ramp up the energy. I know that there's a lot of us that are a bit tired and they're getting real stretched in December. This is generally the month where people's energy levels get tested, and I get that completely. But you've got to understand that anything you do on auction day will directly affect your impact of your business and the brand perception of your business for the next few months, if not the next couple of years. So please bear that in mind, because the last thing you want to do is go out there with a whimper and just meander around and meander to a nothing. It is the worst look for your brand. Now, segueing into that is the teamwork aspect of it. Now, I'm seeing the listing agent getting pretty stressed and worked up and running around trying to get something happening, and I completely appreciate their position, but they need to be supported by their team. What do I mean by that? Well, it is no good for the rest of the team members standing there if either they've not got a buyer there that they've brought, or if they feel they've got nothing to do. Guys, you need to find something to do. Even if it's getting on the phone, trying to call a potential buyer that might be interested in the property. Even if it's getting around neighbors, door knocking. One of the teams that I work with at Harcourts Oakley, they've got a great setup where the first couple of team members that turn up, they do a walk up and down the street, knocking on every single door and inviting them to the auction. It's a great move, so well done to those guys. But for the rest of you, for a lot of the others, when the auction gets going, you've got to do something to make yourselves look busy. And I'm not just talking about fluffing around and pretending. There is lots of stuff that you can actually do. So like I said, things like give potential buyers a quick call, let them know, look, auction started. I'm not sure if it's gonna work out. We're currently at a vendor bid of X. I'll give you a call 10 minutes after. Keep your phone on you. It might be an opportunity. Things like that, because activity breeds activity. I've said it a few times, but people need to start drilling it into their heads, because not only will it help you actually stand a chance of getting something out of the fire and actually getting a result that you didn't expect could happen, but also it's from that brand perception point of view. You will have neighbors kicking around, of that there is no doubt whatsoever. So you've got to do everything that you can do so that the neighbors and the onlookers walk away knowing that you and your team gave it your all. have a think about that one, guys, because that's really, really crucial, especially going into these last few weekends, because you guys are all trying to load up for the February market. And if you're giving your brand a bit of a poor look, then it's going to affect the first quarter, if not the first half of 2019. So bear that in mind, guys, because that perspective should get those energy levels going. All right, gang, take it easy. Have a great week, and we'll speak to you soon.